Hey everybody, how are you? This is Kurt with Manana Numas, and I talk about this a lot. This whole thing in Kansas. I mean, it's a beautiful day. Look at this blue sky over me, and it's really an amazing day. And it's been a really quiet day here in Hutchinson, Kansas. I mean, from the moment I took Hayden to school. In fact, I'm going to walk across Main Street right here. I'm going to turn the camera so you can see it. This is the Main Street, and I'm jaywalking right now. But there's a ton of really cool businesses here on Main Street. And so on the weekends, they'll shut Main Street down sometimes and they'll have bands. And when I say sometimes, I don't mean like once a year, I mean like once a month. The third Thursday of every month, I think it is. They have a thing. Can't really see it too well right now. I'm going to back up a little bit. If you look over my shoulder that way, there's a big park over there. And this is right in the middle of downtown. And there's different statues and things like that. And then this walking trail goes along the river underneath this bridge right here. That's an overpass, and there's a river that goes underneath it. And there's all kinds. In fact, let me walk you down that way. There's some stuff there to see. There's a couple of sculptures and a couple of things like that. Um, but there's restaurants. There's We just walked across the street away from this store, but this place over here called Sugar Time. They just snacks, coffee, thing like that. There's old school businesses here like computer repair centers and printers and stuff like that. This store right here, Apollo Engraving and Signage. I mean, this is something I think that I would see 20, 30 years ago. But it says, custom T-shirts, banners, decal signs, plaques, embroidery, all that kind of stuff. So it's like a craftsy kind of store. Here we see "Welcome to Downtown Hutch." So the National Junior Basketball Association is here doing their championships right now. And I don't see the walk button, but we'll just wait for traffic to go through. There's not a lot of traffic tonight. And I'll walk you over. There's a big giant cement grasshopper over here that I kind of dig. Yeah, and I think we're just gonna break some rules and walk across the light. But Hayden's in jujitsu over there. So there's a jujitsu gym here, and he goes there 2, 3 nights a week. And I bring him down, and I just sometimes I get to hang out. Tonight I was doing computer work, surprise, surprise. But I brought the computer down and was working on the presentation for the Marine Retailers Association in the class that I'll be teaching tomorrow. But remember, I said there was like a big park, and then there was an underpass, right? And that underpass, however you want to say it, goes right here. Now, this little courtyard is isolated, but if you go to the steps that are right over there, it goes down into this pathway, and you can see right here, there's like a little waterway. Where's my head? Boom. It's like a little waterway. And this place is a really cool little place, like in the spring and summer, where a lot of people just come and hang out with their kids and play and sit and have coffee and do all that kind of stuff. Uh, there's a lot of art in town. So there's this lady in town named Jace. She's one of the first people I met here when I moved to Hutchinson. Here's another example of art. It's a giant mural on this building here. It's huge. There's a lot of old buildings down here that have murals on them, and a lot of the art was sponsored by the city. And so what I was saying was, Jace runs a thing called Foxtrot Studios. Foxtrot Studios is right down the road, and it's part of Hutch Rec, and it works with the city. And like for every city project that gets approved for funding, a certain amount of that project has to be dedicated to the arts. And so that's why we see all of these installations around the city. So there's the big giant grasshopper. There's this one here is called the Spirit of Energy. So right there, are you seeing that? Yeah, there you go. So that one right there is called the Spirit of Energy. Do you remember Humpty Dumpty and the Humpty Dumpty with the eggs, right? Right on Main Street is a section of eggs. They're like 2, 3 feet tall. They're painted. Hayden's looking for me because he just got out of jiu-jitsu. I think that's kind of funny. Dad, where are you? Yeah, he's standing there. So there's these eggs that are there, There's another one where there's like a pedestal with like a waving flag, and the flag is painted in these bright, shiny epoxy like paints, red, white, and blue, right? And then there's this big eagle on top of it. And then across the street from that one is like a little girl that's pushing a wagon, and she's got pigtails. So remember, this is a statue I'm talking about. Well, on the weekends, when you're driving down Main Street, you'll see that the little girl, the little statue of the girl, will have ribbons in her hair. So different citizens come down here and like dress the statues and put ribbons in their hair and stuff like that. Now we're coming back to Sugar Time Confections. So this is like an old school snack dessert kind of place like that. Then there's a realty place and an insurance place, and the salon and boutique is right over there. There's a famous salon. Famous, I say it's famous. It's called Hayden Salon. It's right down on Main Street. She's been on TV a couple of times and things like that. Hey, bub. I just went for a walk. All right. Well, I'm going to get going, folks. Have yourselves a wonderful day. And if you like this kind of thing, let me know. And I'll walk you up the north side of Main Street. That's where Salt City Brewery is. So if we walk that way, I'm going to be a little happier.